Good day. Nice to have you visit once again. When the young Prince Charles was being educated, he must have been aware that his was no ordinary family, and he himself was no ordinary person. His mother was a young queen, having ascended to the throne on the premature death of her father, King George VI. Prince Philip, his father, was, until his wife's accession to the throne, a serving member of the Royal Navy, having survived the ferocity of war at sea in both the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. Prince Philip was famous for his salty language and slightly more than straightforward language, but I am afraid that his failing was in fact the very language in which he was so proficient. He either never told the young Prince of Wales or did not hammer home the advice that the royal family is not partisan, is above all politics, is literally mute when it comes to any opinion, and, as his mother herself has demonstrated for the past 70 years, cannot be quoted on anything because she is probably the tightest-lipped head of state in the known world. Sure, there are plenty of rumours regarding Elizabeth's thinking on most things political or apolitical, but confirmation, there are no numerous so-called courtiers who claim to know her thoughts, and of course royal commentators who are assumed to be within the circle. But as she has resolutely kept stum, both about the numerous heads of state, diplomats, etc., which she meets as part of her duties as head of the British state, for all of her 7 long decades' rule, it is less than likely she would spill the beans to anyone other than a family member. Unfortunately, that known cone of silence idea has never been regarded as something to live by, especially in the world inhabited by our heir to the throne. From the attempt to order a cherry brandy aged 14, our Charlie has been known for, first of all, opening his big mouth and then landing both booted feet well inside it. His welcoming statements on the so-called climate science and the greeny ideals are well known, as well as talking to his high-growth flowers, and equally unfortunate because he and his family might well be able to take the very expensive items resulting from the global warming garbage in their stride. But what about the rest of us? He can afford to own a new Jaguar I-Pace electric car, as well as a modified Aston Martin DB6, which runs on special bioethanol fuel. As one might say, if you have it, why not spend it? But he applauds this sort of rubbish, whereas the government is planning to make us all go electric so we can save the effing planet, or something similar. The one time he did keep his big mouth shut was when he commenced the arduous task of getting rid of Diana, and at last turning to the woman he had been secretly shagging for over 10 odd years. His treatment of that beautiful woman, his wife, was nothing short of disgraceful. Imagine treating the mother of his 2 sons like a parcel which had to be disposed of because she placed him well in the shade every time they were seen together. Like many others, I fear for our monarchy after our Queen finally lays down her burden, and Big Mouth Charlie, complete with all his weird ideas, finally takes up the helm of our ship of state. I thank you for your visit, and I hope to see you again.